Let's beat Obama over the Medicare issue. That's what we'll talk about today. Medicare is going to be front and center in this campaign now that Romney has put Ryan on the ticket. And there'll be a lot of straight-out comparisons between what Obama has done to Medicare and what Ryan proposes to do to Medicare. So I wanted to set out a few basic differences that I think are very important. And if you like this video, please circulate it around to everybody, because it's really important that we get this right and we get our talking points down. The big thing that Obama does to Medicare that I object to is he sets up the Independent Payment Advisory Board, IPAB. And what it does is it is charged with reducing the cost of Medicare to the rate of inflation plus 1% every year. And if it determines that the rate of inflation plus 1% is below what Medicare will actually go up, it has to cut the program back to that level. Now, I don't particularly mind, frankly, if down the road there need to be some increases in copayments or deductibles. But what I hate, and I think is particularly awful, is the idea of telling doctors and patients how to get treated, saying you can do this, you can't do that. You're allowed this pill, you're not allowed that pill. And that's what the Payment Advisory Board does. Now, there currently is a Medicare Payment Commission, but its recommendations are optional. Congress can take them or leave them. The Payment Advisory Board's recommendations are binding unless they are overridden by a supermajority of Congress, both houses. Not going to happen. And this is how rationing takes place. The board will decide that based on the information in the computer, and they now have all of your medical records that you think are private in their computer in Washington, and each state is getting them. What pills you've taken, prescriptions you've had, surgeries, hospitalizations, past diagnoses, your blood pressure, whether you smoked, your weight, your pulse rate, the whole bit is right there. And based on this decision, they'll get an application that Sadie Smith, who is 84 years old, needs a hip replacement. And they'll look up Sadie Smith and they'll say, oh, her blood pressure is too high, and oh, she smoked, and she's 84. And she's in a wheelchair, and she's not working, and she has past surgeries. She only has about 5 or 6 years to live, and we only think 2 or 3 of them are quality years. And this surgery will cost $500,000, 3 quality years. That exceeds our guidelines. No, Ms. Smith, you cannot have that. It doesn't matter that you have paid into the system your whole life. It doesn't matter that you've worked your whole life and kept Social Security and Medicare solvent. Doesn't matter that you're a citizen. Doesn't matter if your husband might be a combat veteran. None of that matters. It's just the raw facts of how many quality years you have remaining. This is a vicious system. It's a death panel. It allocates to government powers government shouldn't have. God should have it, and our doctors should have it, and you should have it, but not the government. Ryan abolishes that completely, gets rid of it. Any future cuts in Medicare are going to come by increasing efficiency, by curbing malpractice lawsuits, and by other steps that do not impact patient care. And that's an absolutely fundamental difference. Ryan's other idea is to induce competition into the system, so that people will get a voucher which they can use to pay for medical expenses. And they can take that voucher anywhere to any insurance company they want and get coverage. Now, this voucher, first of all, will only happen in 2022. Anyone currently on Medicare or over 55 years of age will not see the remotest change in their system. Secondly, the voucher will be voluntary. There will also be the current Medicare program, but the voucher will have such favorable terms that a lot of people will decide to use it. And thirdly, under the voucher, if you go beyond the cost, say $3,000 in the voucher, you pay for the next 1,000, you share the next one, and above that the government picks it up, so that there's the safety net. You're not going to get hit with a gigantic medical bill because of a catastrophic condition. What's Obama's plan for the future? You just heard it. None. Absolute silence. He doesn't have one. He's never articulated. He's never explained it. How does he plan to curb Medicare? He doesn't say. And then, of course, there are all the other entitlements. On Saturday in the video, we'll talk about the incredible fact that the number of Americans getting welfare, not counting Medicare, not counting Social Security, has now surged past 100 million. And those are the other entitlements Ryan will curb and Obama will double and triple. The fundamental question is, are we going to end up like Greece or not? And that's what's at stake in this election. Thanks for watching.